Contestant number 5, Dulinda Perera. You are just a crooked nose. You are just a crooked nose, Dulinda Perera.
Thank you. I propose that we give a special award just for the contest chair for that fantastic introduction. Could not have gone any better. Bravo. You just awarded me with an audience who will be wondering for the next 7 minutes whether my nose is actually crooked or not. Yes, it is. But let me tell you the story behind it. Madam Contest Chair, honorable adjudicators, ladies and gentlemen. Precisely 13 years back, I was a much shorter, cuter, and exceedingly fairer version of myself and had all the attention of the lovely ladies in the family. We all have our favorites, don't we? I had mine as well, with hair as snow as white, with a back a little more hunched, and with a smile as broad as ever. My grandmother. And each day, she would walk up to me, squeeze my nose, shake it and say, "Oh, darling, such a perfect nose you have." From being the Prince Charming of my grandmother, I moved on to bigger and better things. By the age of 12, I was the lead actor of the junior stage drama crew, the head prefect of primary college, and the captain of the under-13 cricket team of St. Joseph's. To put it in a nutshell, I simply owned the spotlight until one fateful evening. I could remember as if it was yesterday. With a few more hours for the sun to set, the lighting could not have been perfect. A mild breeze was humming across the ground. It was the under-13 annual cricket encounter between St. Joseph's and St. Peter's. The Battle of the Saints, they called it. 1 ball and 6 more runs to go. I held on to my bat as tightly as I could. Tension was overflowing in every body and soul across the ground. The bowler started his run-up. We both knew that it was now or never, and with the prayers of 3,000 souls on my shoulders, I swung my bat. The ball did hit, just not my bat. The next thing that I knew was that I woke up on a hospital with my mom and my dad beside me. A few minutes down the line, I caught my reflection in a mirror across the room. And ladies and gentlemen, 2 things changed for me that very moment: my nose and my life. From being the kid who once owned the spotlight, I went on to become the kid who hid behind the curtains. Never even wanted to come back on stage or being on the field for the way that I was humiliated, for the way that I simply looked. You're just a crooked nose. You're just a crooked nose. You are just a crooked nose. A chanting which never left my ears. Life could not have been any more gloomier when one evening, my grandmother decided to visit me. Afraid and ashamed that I might still not be her Prince Charming, I decided to walk up to her. And I looked up at her. Her hair was a little more whiter, the back a little more hunched, but that smile as broad as ever. And she looked at me. She squeezed my nose the same way she used to. She shook it the same way she used to. And she said, "Oh, darling, maybe your nose is crooked, but you're still my little boy. Perfect in the making. Do not let small things define the bigger you, but let the bigger you define the smaller things." Ladies and gentlemen, 9 years from that evening, and here I stand in front of you all, applauded, appreciated, and acclaimed for the way that I speak and not for the way that I look. We've all had those moments in our lives. Imagine those moments when you were just not good enough because of your grades. Those moments when we felt as if we do not belong, that we are not loved. Those moments when you were ridiculed and humiliated simply for the way that you look. But think back. Each time your mother kisses you goodnight, each time your father pats you on the back and say, "Son, it's gonna be all right." Have you ever felt as if you are not wanted? Have you ever felt as if you do not belong? Ladies and gentlemen, 9 years from that evening, and when I still go home and I peep inside my grandmother's room, and each time I see her neatly made bed with a wheelchair parked neatly beside it, and each time I see that loving face beaming down at me from a photograph hung on the wall, decorated with a white garland, she reminds me of the universal law of acceptance, that people who mind don't matter, and the people who matter don't mind. Madam Contest Chair, yes, I'm a crooked nose, but perfect in the making.